I'd like to call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting of the Springfield Township Board of Trustees. Like always, we will start our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me.
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so first order of business, we'll take care of, we have the honor of swearing in the newly elected trustee, Mr. Jeremy Caudell. Who do you? First, would you like to introduce who you have here with you?
I have my son here, Jeremy Jr. I have my lifelong friend, Richard Cole, Mayor of Lakemore.
And you're going to hold the Bible and
Hold the mason.
All right.
okay.
Mayor Cole, would you like to do the honor?
Absolutely, it's my honor and privilege. Yeah. Right hand on the Bible. Right hand on the Bible. Yeah, I'm learning. Got to keep an eye on him. Awesome. You ready? I state your name.
I, Jeremy Caudill,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
and will faithfully
and will faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of trustee
of trustee
of Springfield Township,
of Springfield Township,
Summit County,
Summit County,
State of Ohio,
State of Ohio,
during my continuance
during my continuance
in office,
in office,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
All right, Jeremy, join us up here, please. Welcome, congratulations. Mrs. Price, will you take the roll, please?
Roll call. Mrs. Chapman. Here. Mrs. Chapman. Here. Mr. DeLauro.
Here.
Mr. Potter.
Here.
All right, I guess now we can take a short recess, and then we'll get back to the matters at hand here, but we'll take a short recess so Mr. Caudell can talk to his friends and family out there. All right? All right, we stand in recess. Thank you.
Nomination for chair.
Nominate Joe DeLauro.
We have a nomination of Joe DeLauro.
I need a
second it.
So we have a second.
Yeah. Roll call. Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Caudle.
Yes.
Chairman DeLauro.
Yes. I nominate Kelly Chapman for vice chair.
Second it.
Roll call. Mr. Caudle.
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro.
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro, you have the floor.
Okay. Now I have a few administrative motions. I move to approve the attached organizational resolution which covers operating procedures for Springfield Township for the year 2024.
Second.
Roll call. Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro.
Yes.
Mr. Caudle.
Yes.
I move to dispense with reading of the minutes and approve the minutes to date.
Second.
Roll call. Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. Caudle.
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro.
Yes. I move to approve payment of bills and payroll as prepared by the fiscal officer, subject to audit.
Second.
Roll call. Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro.
Yes.
Mr. Caudle.
Yes.
I move to acknowledge receipt of the fiscal officer's December 2023 reports, again, subject to audit.
Second.
Roll call. Mrs. Chapman.
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro.
Yes.
Mr. Caudle.
Yes.
I move to approve the attached resolution authorizing political subdivision to participate in the state of Ohio cooperative purchasing program and authorize the administrative assistant to the Board of Trustees, Ted Weinsheimer, as program agent.
Second it.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
And I move to amend motion ADM 245-23 to authorize the administrative assistant to the Board of Trustees, Ted Weinsheimer, or the chair of the board, Joe DeLauro, to execute a purchase agreement for the purchase of real property identified as Summit County parcels number 68-62341 and parcel 68-05055, being approximately 18.374 acres for the sum of $97,500 pursuant to terms of the contract attached.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
I move to adopt the attached resolution for the purchase of one Ford Expedition in the amount not to exceed $50,317.50 and paid to Montrose Ford, and authorize the administrative assistant to the Board of Trustees, Mr. Ted Weinsheimer, to enter into this purchase agreement.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
I move to approve the attached resolution for payment of legal services rendered by Harps Becker in the amount of $3,623.61.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
I move to approve the attached resolution for payment of legal services rendered by Baker Dublicar in the amount of $868.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
And for the fiscal department, I move to approve the reallocation of appropriation of funds per the attached Exhibit A for proper documentation of expenditures.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
For the zoning department, I move to approve the annual subscription fee from iWork Systems in the amount of $8,400 and paid from Fund Line 1,130,360.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
And also for the zoning department, this relates to parcel number 51-06620. Is there someone here to speak in regards to that parcel? Hearing no one, pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 505.87, I move to declare the conditions of parcel number 51-06620 to be a nuisance property, that an order be issued to the property owner to abate the nuisances by removal of all items detailed on the zoning administrator's report within 7 days. Failing this, the board shall act to abate the nuisances by removing refuse, junk, and debris, with the total cost incurred for the abatement to be certified to the Summit County Fiscal Officer as a lien upon that parcel.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
For the Parks Department, I move to authorize the Administrative Assistant to the Board of Trustees, Ted Weinsheimer, to resubmit our 2023 Clean Ohio Trail Fund application for consideration in the 2024 Clean Ohio Trail Fund grant cycle. Mr. Weinsheimer, do you care to elaborate for the folks?
Turn on my speaker. Yes, this is the extension of the trail here on the lakefront. At the east end of our property, our trail ends, and our goal is to run the trail down to the end of Canfield Road to what we call the Ohio Edison property. With that being done there, that will create a green space, sidewalk area adjacent to the roadway.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
For the fire department, I move to approve the quote from Goodyear Commercial Tire in the amount of $4,085.21 for replacement tires on engine 1 and paid from Fund Line 2191-230-323.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
And for the road, I move to approve the 3-year service department contract with Teamsters Local 436 for the period January 8, 2024 through December 31, 2026.
Second.
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
All right. Is there anyone in attendance that would like to address the board?
Yes, my name is Janie. I'm a resident of West Park Way, and I'd like to address it to Jeremy. In your campaign elect post in October on Facebook, you mentioned, as your candidate for trustee, I'm committed to resolving the lake health algae problem and restoring the lake to its pristine condition. You go on to say a thorough assessment of the lake's ecosystem is needed, along with possible draining, building swells, examining septic runoff, and treating the lake bottom, perhaps, would all be part of your comprehensive plan. Now that you are in office, can you give us, the residents here tonight as well, specifics of your lake health plan for 2024 and how you plan to fund it?
Well, from campaigning, I know that the lake is one of the #1 topics in the community. I have, since before office, I've been researching and trying to educate myself as much as possible on the lake. I just had a long conversation with Goodyear, and they were responsible for bringing down the lake. They have the tube there that takes all the water, and it was to to cool off their equipment. And they stopped doing that about 15 years ago, and it was, I think, the water level, when they were taking that water out consistently and then filling back up with that spring, I think that really helped the lake. I mean, there's a lot I need to look into. I need to work with Lakemore over there and, read up on everything that's been done so far. But I know from the citizens here that the lake is a top priority for the citizens. So you have my commitment that I will work on that. Thanks for the question.
Anyone else? No? Hearing no one? Do either of my colleagues have any announcements?
Yeah, I would like to thank the citizens here of Springfield that you have the trust in me and the confidence for me to be your trustee of Springfield. And it's a great honor and a privilege for me to do that. Secondly, I would like to thank my family, friends for showing up, always supporting me. They're constantly, it was in my ear, and you guys gave me the fuel to keep going.
This is Ted's dog, by the way.
Third, I would like to thank my campaign people, businesses. It was a great learning experience for me to go around Springfield, meet with all the residents, learn, what your complaints are, what's good, what's bad. I'm going to take all of that in and work for the betterment of Springfield. And once again, I thank everyone for your confidence in me to be a Springfield trustee. And you guys could stick around and have some cake that my mom brought afterwards.
All right, I think someone was out in the hall and didn't hear, but Mayor Cole would like to talk to us here. Yeah, come on in.
For a second, thank you,
Yeah,
trustees.
sure.
Thank you, thank you. I would like to cordially invite everyone in the community to a free community skating party in commemoration of Martin Luther King Day on Monday, the 15th. It's a free party at the Springfield Lake Roller Rink in Lakemore. Everyone's invited. The only cost if you want to skate is $4 for skates, and if you would like concessions, the concession stand will be open for purchase of beverages and food. But the admission, we've taken the admission costs up. It's a free party Monday. Everyone's invited. I just wanted to take the opportunity for some free advertising, please.
No school.
No school.
No
Monday,
school?
to 10 to noon, 10 a.m. to noon. I'm sorry. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, all right,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks. Okay, we do have one matter we do need to go into executive session for, so if there's no more comments, I move that we go into executive session for the purpose of discussing the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, compensation of a public employee, or other terms and conditions of their employment.
Second?
Roll call, Mrs. Chapman?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro?
Yes.
Mr. Cottle?
Yes.
Mr. DeLauro, do you anticipate any coming out of session with any motions?
No.
All right.
Okay. Adjourn.